Hello and welcome back to Chicago This Week. I'm Reilly Cook. We begin tonight with developing news involving former President Joe Biden, who was recently diagnosed with cancer. Our Alexia Kadota-Browner brings us the latest details and what this could mean moving forward. Thanks, Grace. A new report published by the American Lung Association shows air quality in Chicago is at an all-time low. Our Peggy Hellman headed downtown to learn more. Thanks, Anthony. Next, our Katie Lacovara takes us to Dunning, where new initiatives help breathe life back into Italian businesses in the area. Katie, how is the area planning on growing? Survivors of gun violence and their loved ones brought their stories straight to lawmakers this Tuesday for First Aim's Advocacy Day. They're calling on the House to sign off on 3 bills, including one they say keeps guns out of kids' hands. In response to a recent ruling by the Illinois Supreme Court that allowed a defamation lawsuit against the Chicago Sun-Times to proceed, lawmakers are stepping in to strengthen legal protections for journalists. The bill aims to expand legal shields against slap lawsuits, often used to intimidate or silence reporting. Hey Chicago, I'm Reilly Cook, and Backstage Chicago is coming at you with a fresh new episode just before the city explodes with music, crowds, and glitter. Yes, all eyes are on Grant Park this week because Lollapalooza kicks off tomorrow. Okay, so now that we've mapped out your week, let's throw it back, like 1920s Prohibition era back. I hit the streets for the Guns, Guitar, and Gangster Walking Tour to learn all about the mob bosses, speakeasies, and shootouts that put the city on the crime map. As you know, summer in Chicago just hits different, and Navy Pier isn't the only place bringing the vibes this week. Let's break it all down in your calendar minute. Friday, more Lolla madness continues, but if you want something different, head north for Morgan Freeman's Symphonic Blues Experience at Ravinia Festival at 7:30 p.m. On Saturday, if you still can't get enough of Lollapalooza, well, it's still rolling strong. But theater lovers, Macbeth is on stage at the Den Theater, and Live on the Lake keeps Navy Pier's beer garden buzzing. On Sunday, catch the Chicago Sky face off against the Phoenix Mercury at Wintrust Arena. Tip-off is at 6 p.m. And over at Navy Pier, check out Circus Abyssinia Ethiopian Dreams for something visually stunning. Hey y'all, welcome to Backstage Chicago, your one-stop shop for everything hot, happening, and hilarious in the city. So moving to Thursday, do you need to touch grass? Well, check out the Touch Grass Summer Cookout at Foxtrot and Lincoln Park. And the night wandering around the Wrigleyville Night Market at Gallagher Way. It's a great spot to shop, snack, and hang out with your friends. Then we have Friday. So things heat up. K-pop fans, you already know Blackpink is in your area with their world tour stopping at Soldier Field at 8 p.m. Hey everyone, if you live in Chicago, you know dating can feel like a full-time job. But one local founder thinks he's found a solution suited for Chicago's single crowd. I'm here with Rohan Deer, the CEO and co-founder of Eclipse. It's a brand new dating app. You may have heard about it already on your Instagram or TikTok feed because it's creating quite the local buzz. Award-winning international documentarian Stephanie Wada traded in her camera for a pen and paper. In her debut novel, she explores the unique perspective of young women during the pandemic. A surprise turnaround season transformed Tulane football from a franchise that was once struggling to fill up the student section to one that's now filling up Yulman Stadium. It would target single-use items, things like these styrofoam to-go boxes that we use once and throw away. Supporters say cutting back on plastics and foam foodware could keep thousands of pounds of waste out of Chicago's waterways. It's exactly that impact that advocates like Margaret Frisbee work toward for a living. While cleanup events like these do make a difference, advocates stress that long-term change really hinges on what happens in the building behind me. Doctors say the bigger problem isn't the variant itself, it's actually accessibility. Without CDC recommendations, some insurers may stop covering the shot, which means that cost will be shifted onto consumers. So if you're under 65 and healthy, you could end up paying $200 to get vaccinated. Nearly 71% of those who were polled said they voted for Democratic Vice President Kamala Harris, while 18% said they voted for Republican President Donald Trump.
The faces of those lost to gun violence held high by grieving families inside Springfield's Capitol Rotunda.
Hold them pictures up. Y'all got y'all pictures of y'all children. They need to see our babies.
Humanizes. You could share all the data in the world, but when you see the pain of other people, the faces, loved ones on the t-shirts, it's like, oh my goodness.
Some traveling across the country, like sisters Keita and Latrina Miller from Texas, who lost their brother last Christmas.
I'm here today to celebrate my brother James Miller's 40th birthday. He was murdered in Peoria, Illinois, December the 22nd.
I want to share a picture of my daughter, just like so many of us, unfortunately, that's here because our loved ones were taken. We didn't lose our loved ones. They were taken from gun violence.
One bill gaining traction could prevent firearms from falling into the wrong hands.
2 Chicago brothers, ages 8 and 5, got access to a loaded weapon in their home, killing one brother and injuring the other. This gun violence is preventable, and we can do more to stop it by passing Safe at Home.
The Safe Gun Storage Act would impose fines on gun owners who don't properly lock up their weapons and penalize those who fail to report them missing within 48 hours.
And enforces responsible gun ownership, not by taking rights away, but by protecting lives through secure storage and timely reporting.
Similar proposals have failed in past legislative sessions, largely due to Republican opposition. But this time, the bill cleared the Senate. Now, it's up to the House to decide.
We have the momentum on this bill. Get out there, talk to people about it today. Let's get this one across the finish line. We have to, because every day we are losing one more person.
Reporting from Springfield, I'm Reilly Cook, Chicago This Week. Emotions running high in and outside of CPS's downtown headquarters as the Acero community awaits a decision from the board.
I'm not here to express no sadness. I'm not here to cry about it. I am angry.
We can only express our current feeling as heartbroken due to this situation.
Teachers, students, and their families chanting in unison, asking CPS to save their schools.
Save our schools! I've been in Acero for a long time, since kindergarten, and I want to graduate from there.
Some saying they feel discarded by the district.
They basically abandoned us, which is really heartbreaking. I'm teaching at the community that I grew up in, and I just want the best for the kids that, were in the shoes that I was in once.
Will we allow corporations like Acero to set up schools in our neighborhoods, stockpile cash, and then disappear when they're no longer making a profit?
In October, the Acero district announced plans to close 7 of its 15 schools, citing funding concerns and low enrollment. Then, on December 20th, the board passed a resolution vowing to maintain the 7 campuses slated for closure and absorb 5 of them in 2026. Now, the Acero community is asking the board to make good on that promise.
Your commitment to this resolution will be a reflection of your commitment to these students and these families. Today, vote no.
Acero district officials launching a website to help families transition. Still, some say they have more questions than answers.
Everyone at this point is just kind of confused because they keep throwing information out and then they change their mind. First they wanted to close 7 schools and then they're like, never mind.
In downtown Chicago, Reilly Cook, Medill reports. Chicago's Holy Name Cathedral filled with parishioners, clergy, and community members paying their respects to late Pope Francis.
Let us place ourselves before an almighty and ever-living God who is full of mercy and compassion, something that Pope Francis reminded us of throughout his whole ministry as his successor, Peter.
Lifelong Catholics and converts attending the service.
Been with Pope Francis from the very beginning.
I'm a recent convert. I joined the church last year.
Ahead of the conclave to choose the next pontiff, many reflected on the legacy of a humble man who changed the church.
He was so humble and loving, kind, and really trying to turn the church around.
I think he led an example of how to just be simple.
A great man and set a wonderful example for people through his death.
His progressive stances on social issues resonating with Chicago's diverse Catholic population.
His commitment to caring for creation, I think is so important for us to get a hold of what is happening to our world right now, and God calls us to care for that.
He called Gaza every day to talk to the priests there to see how everyone was, if they were eating, what the injuries were. He reached out to everyone, whether they were in our Catholic faith or not.
Some seeing him as a uniting figure who led with love for all in a time of division.
We tend to make a lot of things about politics, and I don't really think that was the point of the church, but he was very pastoral. He cared about those in need and those who are struggling and those who are hurting.
It's trying to bring people together. Hopefully the next pope will be able to reach out as well.
We live in a divided world, and so it was very clear by both the teachings of Christ and by the life that he lived that it doesn't matter if you have the same faith or not. You care for your neighbor, whether they are a stranger or a friend.
Parishioners waiting in line to shake Cardinal Supich's hand before he heads to Rome for the funeral. When asked about who may come next, he said he trusts the Holy Spirit to guide the College of Cardinals in the right direction.
Pope Francis was an individual who had a palpable sense of the risen Lord present in the life of the church. And whenever we attend to that, we get it right. And that's exactly what we should be doing.
For Capital News Illinois, I'm Reilly Cook, Medill, Illinois News Bureau.